Right, lads, get filling. Welcome to the Flying Gunners. You're about to go through 2 weeks of hard work, blood, sweat and tears. Barry! Downton! You're late! Go! I can see you being a thorn in my side! Barry, sort yourself out!
I hate the army. I wish I'd joined the scouts or something instead.
Squad! Squad! Down! Will Advance! Die! Tank! By the front! Now! March!
So, fed up with this TV carry-on, I thought it was about time for a career change. My mother always wanted me to get a proper job, so I've joined the Royal Artillery's Flying Gunners, the motorcycle display team. The Gunners started up in 1961, and the artillery now use them as a promotional device. They tour the country, putting on over 120 performances every year. But with only 30 soldiers and an officer commanding, competition to get in is fierce. And even then, they only let you stay around for 4 years. Unless, of course, you're really good. So, I've got to prove I've got the right stuff. Part 1, manoeuvring the motorcycle. Easy.
Oh, they're a lot closer than they have any right to be, these cones. And I'm just...
Oh, Berry, Berry, Berry. You are my worst nightmare come true.
Not bad, I only knocked 2 over. Oh dear, he doesn't look too happy.
My God, Berry, look at you. What are you doing? Come on, Berry, sort your life out.
He's rigged this to make me look daft, deliberately. But I won't give in. I won't let him get one over on Steve Berry.
Excellent, Berry, and about time and all.
While I was undergoing rigorous training, I sent a spy to find out how the officer commanding thought I was getting on.
Well, I imagine that Steve's a fairly competent motorcyclist, so I have that in his favour. However, we've had competent motorcyclists here before who failed to get in the team, simply because of their lack of moral fibre, if you like, and their ability to take the pressure. It's easy to ride a motorcycle in your own time. It's easy to fall off and take 10 or 15 minutes to get your breath back. But when the pressure's on and you've got to perform in front of the people who are going to be your teammates for the next few years, then you have to have a certain amount of strength of character. Whether or not he's got that, we'll wait and see.
So, stage 2, know your bike.
It's not green.
Doesn't need to be green.
Because it's not going to go off and fight in a war, presumably.
No, it's used specifically for our show purposes.
And it's not a great big thing coming in sort of cast iron carriers and all that, like I see trundling up and down the M6.
No, well, we couldn't use a machine like that simply because of the show that we do. We wouldn't be able to do ramps with all the panniers hanging off it and things like that. And this is the best bike that's suited to the type of job that we do.
So Kawasaki 250, more or less standard. Are there any changes you need to make to it for the show?
Yeah, there's some very slight changes that have been made. The rear light's been taken off, the front forks have been upgraded, and they're also geared down so we can get a bit more acceleration off them before the lads go over the ramps.
I can't help but notice that your exhaust doesn't seem to come within current construction and use regulations for the road. Could it be that it's a little louder than standard?
It is a little louder than standard, but there again, it doesn't go on the road.
Good job. Mind you, I wouldn't like to be the policeman who pulled the army over and tried to give them a ticket.
You'd have to catch us first.
And finally, something I could get stuck into, a spot of scrambling. They promised me mud and blood, but no bullets, thankfully. Mind you, they did make it harder for me by sticking me on an armour-plated Armstrong, which is around 3 times heavier than the motocross Kawasaki's that everyone else was riding. I guess they were trying to establish if I had that all-important moral fibre, and I did. Well, sort of. Mind you, what a great way to spend the day, thrashing round an off-road course. It's easy to see why this lot love their job.
you don't really know what to expect when you first get here, so it's a little bit of an eye-opener. When you first go over the ramps, it's quite frightening, but you get into it after a while. It's a good buzz.
The best thing's being in the arena, coming off and getting a big round of applause.
The hardest thing about getting in is, I think, basically the training at the beginning, learning to go off the ramps, the timings of where you cross over in mid-air, and, you know, there's always the fear of crashing.
Once the ride gets really tight and you're literally skimming each other in mid-air, you really do get a good adrenaline rush.
I just enjoy hanging backwards, upside down off the front of a motorbike.
Right, well, I'd done the training, and now it was time to find out whether I was going to make the grade. Did I have the qualities they were looking for? Would they let me in on the Speciality Act? Nail-biting stuff.
Right, Steve, you've done OK today. You've quite impressed us. We're going to give you one chance and one chance only, and we're going to stick you in the show, OK?
Excellent! This had to be it. My chance to be the new star of the Flying Gunners show. They could get rid of this bloke. Who needs him? At last, I could fulfill my dreams and take on the ultimate challenge. They could let me do the Speciality Act. The incredible two-car jump. I could do that.
Right, so, what do you reckon? What do you want me to do? Anything?
You want in?
Name it.
Have a go at our beast.
What?
Yep, it's for you.
Get him out.
No.
Get on here.
What's this got to do with motorcycling?
You'll find out.
I have to say that this wasn't quite what I had in mind. Where was the glamour, the excitement? This thing was more like a medieval torture contraption than a motorcycle.
You nervous yet?
No, I'm not too nervous, but I think I've done something irreparable down there.
All right then, I was nervous. And as another 8 guys got on the bike, I was hoping that the bloke who was riding had had his Weetabix. So off we went into the sunset on what the team called a gyro bike, because every time you ride it, you wish you were unemployed. And then we started to spin. And yes, it is as horrible as it looks.
Not bad, eh, boys? Am I in? All right. What? What?
See you, Steve. See you later.
What do you mean you'll see me later? Oi! You've forgotten something! Me!
No, bye.
What? I'll just hang around here for a bit then.
Still to come on Top Gear GTI. Volvo's